Well, I just got to move this Series 1 today so I can get a Mercedes up in here. So, I just put the jumper battery in it. Hasn't been started in a wee while. So let's see what it does. Don't know if the little 300cc will get this thing going, but we'll see. So it's a nice V8. So, haven't done much work to this at all, really. Got it running nice-ish, and sort of pretty much stopped. So, we'll get back to it one day. Oh, let's see if just that little jumper battery connected up will crank this thing at all. Let the fuel pump run for a bit. And crank. And the oil light just went out. Got good oil pressure in it. Nah. It's firing but stopping it from turning because she's going too slow. Yeah, it just fired again. Alright, let's go put a real battery in it. Alright, I'll just put a real battery in it so it should just fire up nice and easy. Nice. Always depend on your sheds. That's stone cold and it's running much better than it ever did. When it warms up, it even gets better. So, the right bank's a little puffety. I reckon with a good run and fresh oil and all that, it'll come good. Alright, well I had to move the white Jag so I could tow this car in. It's been sitting out the front for a wee while now. Unfortunately, a while ago it had a little bit of an argument with the vehicle, and well, this one came off best. The other one was shortened by about 2 feet, but this is a write-off, unfortunately. But I'm going to see if I can get it all going again. Because yeah, the bumper, bonnet, everything, guard, is not healthy. If we look under here, she won't run under her own steam because the radiators, well, the aircon's still holding gas surprisingly, but the radiator is now one with the power steering pump. So, I had to tow this back with the Series 1. Just disconnected the ignition, the spark here, and left the ignition on so you could have indicators and everything, brake lights. But yes, so I got to degas the aircon, get this radiator out somehow, and charge the battery, and then go from there. So, yeah, it's been sitting a wee while. It explains all the dust over everything. This is the one that I fixed all up, which is a bit sad, but oh, I'll try and fix her up again. It's not that bad. The radiator support's only moved a little, so it should be straightenable. And it doesn't look like it's activated any of the crumple zones because they're all still intact down there. So, should be fixable. But first I've got to get the radiator out, get it running, and go from there. So, bit of a shame, but hopefully we'll get her fixed, or we'll part her out and someone can have some really good parts from a 230. This one's the very first model, W123. Nice car. Well, I've got the fan off, the condenser unbolted so it moves a bit, and the shroud just broke off, so yeah, that makes things a little easier. You can see what killed the radiator. The fan seems to have survived, maybe. So that'd be pretty much impossible to get one of these ones. It's flipped the power steering belt inside out. But, yes. So now I've got to undo the auto cooler lines, the bottom radiator hose, and I might be able to drag the radiator out. And then that way I can put some water in it and see if she'll start up. And first I've got to remove the condenser so I can put the radiator back in and bolt up the auto cooler lines again, so it can circulate the auto fluid. Otherwise you get auto fluid everywhere as soon as you start it. The battery seems to be coming good. So it's always a prick pulling apart a smashed car. You can never get into things. But yes, the fan's a little sick. Oh, the fan bolts is what really fucked this radiator. Well, that's alright. It's there, it's leaked, and that it's actually torn in half. So you might be able to use this radiator temporarily by getting a pair of pliers and crimping off that tube, top and bottom, and this tube and that tube, top and bottom, and then that way it'll hold some coolant for testing purposes. But yes, the tanks and everything seem okay. So, might even send it off and get it re-cored if a new one's hard to get or stupidly expensive. Well, I've got it to this point now. I'll tell you what, getting that guard off was an absolute cunt. This seam sealer, wow. Ended up having to get a knife and get it under there and cut it all along. You can see how stiff that is. Even a spot this big still stopped me from getting the guard off. Like up this end, I still could not even pry the guard off. So I had to just cut and cut and cut and cut. I bet you there's better ways of doing it, but I don't have those ways because I'm not a panel beater. I'm a mechanic. So I've got it all stripped down. I'm not going to be able to fix this one myself, unfortunately, because let's have a look at the support for that goes behind the bumper. That is fucked. I'll do a close-up of that. But I'll have to take some photos and send them to panel shops and see if they can cut it off and re-weld a new one in, because you ain't going to straighten that. That's just rooted. And this will need to be pulled on a jig and get nice and square. So I'll get some quotes from panel shops just how much to pull it straight and put a guard on for me. And maybe a headlight, just so it's all nice. But you can see around the dryer there, it's all buckled. I'll do some close-ups. Maybe some of you viewers out there are panel beaters and you might be able to give me some reasonable ideas of how much roundabouts it might be. Because I know it's fixable, but how much is it? Is it worth fixing? Because in here is not damaged. But yeah, let's do some close-ups. Alright, this is the main support that goes behind the bumper. Now, as we can see, it's sad. Pushed in and it's folded itself up. Doesn't look like it's actually pulled the rails together, so it hasn't pulled this rail that way and this rail that way, or not much at all anyway, so it should be doable. It's quality control cap. So it might just need cutting off here and around these spots and a new one welded on. So I don't think you'll be able to fix that. That's a solid piece of metal too. You can see what it's done over here. It's already started peeling itself off. So yeah, in here looks all good. And on this side too. Back here is a bit crinkled. The dryer's got chomped. Then up here's crinkled a bit. As I say, it's fixable, but is it worth it? It's a nice car though. It's had everything done to it. 4 new tyres, all brakes, ball joints, Welsh plugs, it's all been done. But yeah,